Greetings, my friend and earthly neighbor, and welcome to the first week and what I'm coining Fantastic February. And I call it fantastic because although it's the shortest month of the year, I believe this will be where you climb the highest in spiritual change and dimensional shift. And Sensei says that shift begins this week. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your weekly Namaste Today. Hello, my friend, and welcome to Namaste Today, a galactic way to kickstart your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Sensei Christopher Witecki. Welcome back, my friend. Namaste. Well, we are on to the month of what I call Fantastic February. That's because Aquarius is the energy of the law of attraction. And last week we had an intense lunar eclipse in Leo, which called for everyone to cut away from what was not in integrity. This week, we have a galactic multidimensional shift, which means we're going to see 3 of our conscious states upgrade at the same time. In this week's show, I'm going to walk you through this upgrade and play it out. And in our tea time, I'm going to talk specifically for each of the 12 signs and what states are upgrading. But first, let's take a look at the week's moods and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is from Monday, February 5th to Friday, February 9th, 2018. Looking at your 5-day moodcast. Well, it's cloudy on Monday and Friday and sunny in between. Let's take a look. On Monday, it's cloudy and spiritual. Step 16 rules the day, logging you into your higher self, and a moon in Libra balances things out. On Tuesday, it's sunny and solid. A moon in Scorpio carves out new boundaries, and Pluto moves to a record high of step 20. On Wednesday, it's sunny and shifting. Step 18 rules the day, and you make the jump for a higher vibration. On Thursday, it's sunny and creative. Step 19 rules the day, and a moon in Sagittarius calls to the story you were born to live. But then on Friday, it's cloudy and super passionate. Step 20 rules the day, and Jupiter goes to intergalactic 22. Well, looking at the week ahead, it is really about climbing higher. In our next segment, I'm going to talk through the week and what degrees are climbing. Taking a sneak peek at the upcoming week, I'm coining this week, choosing what's attractive. Now, we are in Aquarius, which, if you don't know, is the one state of awareness that human beings are asleep about. It has to do with the law of attraction. What you be is what comes. Or in simple kind of metaphysical terms, whatever frequency you have attracts a like frequency. Now, last week we had a lunar eclipse in Leo, and the universe was calling for anything out of integrity to kind of fall away. And here in the United States, I say we had a ton of evidence of that because we had in our political realm 2 sides both fighting, both sides calling the other out of integrity over this memo that was released. Now, I don't want to get too much into politics, but I do want to point out that that's exactly what everyone was bickering about. The Republicans were saying that the FBI was out of integrity, and the Democrats were saying that the memo was out of integrity. The point is, the universe got hyper aware as far as what integrity is and what integrity should be. This week, we stand on a new definition of inner integrity, of what our heart truly wants. And our heart is very important right now because as the sun is in Aquarius, the earth is in Leo. The earth represents what we are actually manifesting in our life, what's coming into concrete terms. And so while we strive for a higher frequency and a higher vibration in Aquarius, we are at the same time manifesting a solid self-love intention. And this self-love intention actually began 6 months ago when we had the Great American Solar Eclipse in August of 2017. So you could say that at this time, what's happening is all your intentions that you made 6 months ago to love yourself, to increase the love in your life, these intentions are now coming into fruition right now. And it is this self-love that actually acts as the magnet or the battery or the source of the frequency that puts out vibrations for you to attract. So I think last week was a little difficult because if our heart was not integrity, we had to stand in that integrity. We had to self-love. We had to add self-love. We had to grow our own soul garden so that we could attract what we want. This week, I argue what's going to happen is we're going to consciously focus on what we seek to attract. And through the whole week, we're going to find that we upgrade in 3 different states of awareness. Now, first of all, I will say this week is also about pursuing the story you were born to live. Mars, our ego, is now in Sagittarius. That means our ego and all of our motives behind all this change is for our destiny, what we incarnated for in this lifetime. And that, of course, was the huge topic of November and December of 2017. We had a Mercury retrograde through December, and so we were back and forth about what our story is and what our story isn't. But now this week, this whole jumping to a new frequency, jumping to a higher vibration, this is part of that story, and that story is moving forward. This week, we're also, as we take the next step to our higher vibration, we're also at the same time looking at the highest potential. So we're not just looking around a blind corner. We are seeing the entire mountaintop. We are knowing that we can only jump so high this week, but we're also seeing that we can go even higher after this jump. And that's represented by Venus, which is wrapping up its transit in Aquarius this week. Venus moves into Pisces at the end of the week. But the 3 different states of awareness that are going to all go to an upgrade really have to do with personal boundaries and limits. That's where the spiritual work is. In order to go higher, you must change where your emotional boundary is. And this is going to happen in 3 places this week. First, with Pluto. Pluto will reach an all-time high of step 20 Capricorn. Now, this is a big deal because step 20 is a master step. That means that we are beginning to carve out our actual future now, not just our day-to-day proficient life. It also means that our boundaries will become very sensitive around emotion and will be very sensitive around motion, things moving too fast and too soon. So we're going to have to take extra time and space to protect our feelings and nurture ourselves through this ascension. The other big change this week is Jupiter. Jupiter is in Scorpio. It has been helping us to redefine our boundaries since late October or October of 2017, basically when we had the huge Harvey Weinstein scandal come out, right? All of the Me Too movement, that is all the work of Jupiter and Scorpio. But this week, Jupiter reaches step 22 Scorpio. Step 22 is an intergalactic step. It's a step where we shift dimensions. And with it in Scorpio and in the high master level, it tells me that we're going to shift dimensions into what we're actually comfortable with in the high end. So our comfort zones change dramatically from Pluto and Jupiter. And then lastly, at the end of this week, the Sun in Aquarius will reach the Grandmaster step of 22. That happens on Sunday. So in essence, this week is all about climbing. It's all about ascension. And we feel these jumps with each of these planets throughout the week. So I want to talk you through the week and talk about what's going to happen each day and give you a little bit of guidance on how to navigate. On Monday, as I said, it's cloudy and spiritual. Monday is a real day of kind of coming to spiritual terms. You know, I think it's interesting, at least in the United States here, we always return to work on Monday. We're very reflective on the weekend, but we don't necessarily come to full conclusions. And then we get back to work on Monday or back to our normal duties. We're usually like, oh, okay, I definitely feel this has to go and this has to change. And that's what Monday is going to be. Monday is going to almost be like a spiritual extended Sunday. So don't expect to get a lot of work out of yourself on Monday, but on Monday you will come to some great realizations about your soul and about where you want things to go and where you sense, that's the ruling state of awareness, our psychic spiritual sense, where you sense things ought to be. So Monday's a reflective day and the moon is in Libra, so we are feeling out for a peaceful future. Monday will be peaceful though, by the way. Tuesday, step 17 rules the day. Step 17 nets to an 8, which means it's time to make a decision. It's a Saturn-ruled day. So Tuesday will be a lot more serious, and adding to that seriousness, the moon moves into Scorpio. So as of Tuesday, it's almost like we decide, okay, this is what I want to attract in my life. This is what I want to call into my life. And the universe responds by saying, okay, Christopher, if you want to attract that in your life, you're going to have to change these emotional comfort zones here at the bottom spectrum. By emotional comfort zones, I mean you have to emotionally protect yourself from these things and emotionally open yourself up to other things. And this is where human beings have the most difficult trouble, in my experience, with changing. They have great ideas, they have great ambitions, they have great commitments to themselves, but then when it comes to the day, they don't feel like it. It's like, I don't feel like doing it. They don't feel like doing it because you're comfortable with the way it was. You're comfortable with the status quo, and you have to be willing to be uncomfortable for a few minutes or a few days in order to make this transformation. So Tuesday, I think, will be somewhat uncomfortable. At the same time, Tuesday is a day where Pluto moves to step 20. So I believe this decision for what you want to attract is what actually calls in this new ascension. As soon as that decision is made, it will be time to let go of lower vibrations and open up and protect yourself to the higher vibrations. Or in other words, prepare for where you're going. Wednesday, I predict it to be sunny and shifting. Step 18 rules the day. So Tuesday's the day you decide. Wednesday's the day where you take action, where you put this into motion. And this will be a very powerful learning day because on Wednesday, the moon will actually be crossing over Jupiter, and this is going to help you to open up, expand, and learn emotionally things you did not know. So again, emotional comfort zones are a big deal. You're going to be emotionally sensitive, I think, to your boundaries. And because you're going to be taking the leap for the higher vibration or going for what you want to attract, there will be some emotional maturing and learning as you have to get comfortable with these adjustments. So Wednesday might be the most uneasy. Thursday, it's sunny and creating. Step 19 rules the day. It's kind of like on Thursday, you have jumped to the other side of the pond or you have crossed the bridge, but it's a foreign land. It's a different vibration. There's a lot of getting used to. And so Thursday is really about adjusting and getting used to what this is, what the changes are. The moon moves into Sagittarius on Thursday, so your emotions now start to focus on the story you were born to live. Your emotions start to focus on your beliefs. And on Thursday, you probably have to reinforce or talk to yourself about what it is you've decided, what it is you believe, and not turn back. You may also have some temptations to fall into the past on Thursday, I'll just say that. And that's part of where you have to be extra on guard with yourself and stay focused on your goals and not looking back to how far you've come. And then on Friday, I predict it's cloudy and passionate with a real chance of hypersensitivity. This is because the sun will be at step 20. We now move to the master level of frequency and vibration. As of step 20, we are now putting out the energy to call in our attractions. And step 20 is also a step where we have to take extra time and space, that 0, to protect our feelings and nurture ourselves. Don't forget, step 20 is also the step that Pluto is at in Capricorn. So there's a soul harmonic there where on Friday we are feeling our life change, we are feeling the ascension, we are feeling the dimensional shift, and it probably feels alien and out of this world. So on Friday you're going to have to do extra self-nurturing. And to add it to boot, on Friday, Jupiter moves to step 22 Scorpio. So we really kind of have this dimensional shift happening in all levels, and we're having to get used to this new world. Now, I won't talk through the whole weekend, but I will say this week actually ends with the sun hitting step 22 on Sunday, and that is the day where you feel your whole life now kind of being caught up in this new vibration or this new frequency. Or you may say that you have a breakthrough in what you seek to attract. So I'm expecting you to have your first wave of attraction coming in as to what your intentions are, Sunday night to Monday morning. But before you dive into all of that, I want to get super deep now on how this affects all the signs for each of these dimensional shifts. Go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our weekly tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. This week's tea time topic is Galactic Ascension. As I mentioned before in our last segment, we are going to ascend this week in 3 states of awareness. Now remember, the 12 signs are the 12 states of awareness. There are 12 states of being aware that you are alive. And in 3 of these states, we're going to be taken to the higher level, and it all happens within 1 week. So I feel like you're going to feel your life ascend to a new level, and you're likely going to feel a little out of sorts in the process. So I have to stress this week, self-nurture, baby yourself along the way, pack a blanket, okay, like pack all the necessary things that help you feel secure, like a cup of tea, and just take it day by day. Now the 3 states that are going to upgrade, first of all, is your sense of control. Pluto moves to step 20 on Tuesday, as I mentioned earlier. And so you are now moving to a master level of control. A master level is where you stick to a philosophy and you play it out day by day. Before, Pluto has been in what I call the proficient step numbers, which is getting good at boundaries day to day. And we've been working on our boundaries day to day for a long time. As of Tuesday, we then begin to shift to boundary policy. And boundary policy is where we create a philosophy or a guideline for ourselves of how we make decisions, where we draw the line, and we base it not on fact, but on how we feel. That's what the step 20s are all about. They're based on our feelings. Now, by managing our boundaries by how we feel, everything in our soul is taken care of. That's because our emotional state of awareness is the state of awareness that includes knowledge from all the other 11 states. So if you choose by using your feelings as the guideline, you are choosing for your entire soul. So the temptation here is going to be to fall into your thoughts, to fall into your ego's desires to control, to fall under the spell of your body if it's not feeling good. And you have to kind of usurp all of these voices and really stick to your overall feeling of where you feel safe and don't feel safe. And again, this is in Capricorn, so it means that you must default to your feelings when making decisions. When making decisions and when making decisions about your future in particular. Now, the second state of awareness that's going to upgrade this week is on your boundaries at large. Not just your boundaries with control, but all boundaries everywhere. Or you could say your boundary policy in life. Jupiter has already moved into the 20s, but on Friday, Jupiter goes to step 22. That means that you leave the boundary structure you have been in since October, basically. I mean, I think it's been continually changing since October, but you move into a new realm of where to draw boundaries and how to draw boundaries. So basically, as of Friday, all boundaries in the daily moment and everything must be managed by how you feel and what feels safe. So again, we're kind of going into this surfing, like we're surfing waves versus making logical decisions and building dams and being a beaver and holding water back. Now it's about going along with the water, going along with our feelings, and making decisions that help us flow and feel best at all times. And then the third state of awareness, after we have these 2 boundary structures in place, then our heart, represented by the sun on Sunday, shifts to step 22 Aquarius. That's a grand master step to Aquarius. And in my opinion, that is when you finally see the mountaintop. That's when you finally see the new view of your life and you see the new dimension that you're going to be living on. Now, this dimension can take place in many different forms. A very obvious example might be that you get a promotion at work. Perhaps before at work you were like the front desk person and your dimension was dealing with customers coming in and out, and your dimension was having to just stay happy all day because you had to be the face of the public. And let's say you get a promotion and now you're the office manager. So your dimension completely shifts. Now you're dealing with everyone behind the scenes. Now you have to put a smile on your face for your coworkers, not for your customers. Now you get a window with a view all day and you're not staring at the front door. So I'm expecting that there will be a dimensional shift, probably that happens next Monday, but you will feel the shift by this Sunday. So with that said, I want to walk all 12 signs through what these 3 shifts are and where they will experience these shifts in their consciousness. And as always, I recommend listening for both your sun sign and your rising sign because I believe these are long-term changes that are happening in our life. All right. Oh, and lastly, don't forget, I'll put up the graphic right here. So if you want to fast forward to your sign, go right ahead. Aries. Aries are making their control changes when it comes to their career. So they're having to adjust to new career sensitivities. You're going to be very sensitive around your career. You're going to be very emotionally sensitive when it comes to parenting or leadership. The Jupiter breakthrough for you will be a complete transformation of your life. You're going to find that all the boundaries and everything changes. That's personal boundaries, that's boundaries with other people, and that's long-term objective boundaries as well. So you have a huge boundary shift and really feel like you're in a new life. And the breakthrough that happens between Sunday and Monday will occur with your social world and your social belonging. So my example with getting a promotion pretty much fits Aries to the T. That would be an excellent example of how an Aries or Aries rising's world may change. Taurus. Taurus is going to have to get comfortable with their emotion in their body and their daily work and lifestyle. So Taurus's life start moving very fast is what I'm expecting. So fast that you don't have time to look at all the details. You got to go with what feels right. You got to listen to your feelings in the moment. So Tauruses have to obey feelings moment to moment. The big breakthrough with Jupiter will be in relationships and partnerships. So you may have one or many partnerships move to the higher level now, move to the next degree. And you may be calling in a new team of partners to help you with this new phase. And then your big jump, Taurus, and your innovation will be actually with your career. So Tauruses will make a huge quantum shift in career, legacy, or leadership. Remember, legacy does include your children, your stamp book collection, anything you plan to leave behind on the planet. And you will see a breakthrough in that between Sunday and Monday of next week. Pretty interesting. Geminis. Geminis are now very, very sensitive about all their boundaries. And this is not going to be comfortable for Geminis because Geminis like to think and they like to have logic. And thinking and logic simply won't apply, Gemini. You got to go with what feels right and put all the data down. Put the data down, Gemini. Now, what this also means is there will be a breakthrough in your lifestyle and the way you live in the moment. So you usually live in the moment, I think, simply by your thoughts and your logic. The universe is saying you're going to have a work or a lifestyle breakthrough where the dimensions of your daily life call for you to be mindful of where your emotional boundaries are. And this leads to a breakthrough Sunday or Monday with what you believe or a breakthrough in your life purpose. So it's highly likely that Geminis may experience a career or job or vocational change this week. You might get a promotion or an offer or change offices because it looks like you are changing a lot of what deals with daily work and life purpose. Cancers. Cancers, partnerships and relationships now move to an emotional level. Now for Cancers, I think it's usually been an emotional level, to be honest. But when it comes to commitments to relationships, Cancers tend to be kind of cold. So a Cancer will usually go very cold and say, I'm committed to this person no matter how bad it feels. What the universe is saying is, you must now include how bad it feels. Okay, you must include that into the equation. You must listen to your feelings, and if your feelings object to a relationship, you must respond and honor your feelings in that situation. And this is moment to moment. Again, this is policy. Now, where the breakthrough will be actually in your relationships is with personal love. By managing your long-term relationships by how you feel, you reach a breakthrough in where love can go. And I call that serious joy. So that's a breakthrough in creativity, a breakthrough in serious joy, a breakthrough in personal dreams, largely due to the fact that you're managing your relationships now by what you feel versus what your commitments are. And where you have a powerful breakthrough on Sunday, Monday, where you go to the higher dimension, it will actually be with transforming your life. So you're going to see your entire life change because you have changed boundaries with relationships and you have upgraded your dimension of heartfelt love. So I think Cancers are about to go through a transformation. Leos. Leos are going to have to now rule their daily lifestyle by how they feel. Leos are kind of similar like Cancers in the sense that when it comes to work or the life they live or what they do, they have always just made a decision and toughed through it. The universe is saying you can't tough through it anymore. If it doesn't feel right, you can't go that direction. You must protect your feelings every moment, Your Majesty, so that you feel royal. Now, what this does is this makes a breakthrough in your emotional security. So it seems that because you were so harsh in the moment, your overall emotional security was not stable. So you break on through to a new understanding of what emotional security and groundedness actually feels like. And what this does is create a breakthrough in all your relationships. So by honoring your feelings in the moment, you have a breakthrough in emotional security, and your relationships are now taken to a higher level, mostly, in my opinion, because you are considering how you feel in the moment as part of the criteria of your relationships. Virgos. Virgos are now moving to an emotional state when it comes to love and creativity. Believe it or not, Virgos usually are kind of cold when they make love decisions. They're like, that's it, I'm going to love this person till the day they die. I'm going to love this child till the day they die. They make very cold decisions about what their heart goes after, and they often get kind of really into bad situations, particularly in love. They get drugged through the coals, and because they're so committed and not listening to their feelings, they often have negative love stories. So for Virgos, it's time to take it now to an emotional level. You must guide your decisions about love based on your feelings. Okay, this is a huge breakthrough for Virgos. What this does is create a breakthrough in your thinking. So a lot of your thinking habits fall away, and you have a new way of thinking now, a new way of analyzing, which is a huge part of Virgo, analysis and thinking. And so your thinking about life completely changes because you are considering your emotions when it comes to the heart. What this does is create a quality of lifestyle breakthrough. So Virgos will see a happier day-to-day life because they are considering their emotions with their heart and because they have a breakthrough in their thinking. So a breakthrough in day-to-day routine or vocation or work. Libras. Libras are kind of cold when it comes to emotion. Libras are kind of similar to Virgos in the sense that they just decide they're going to be fine with it and they tough through the storm. They're not very compassionate to themselves. They also usually came from very cold childhoods or very controlled childhoods, which is part of what made them so flexible and easy to get along with. But their relationship to their own feelings quite often is somewhat cold and businesslike. The universe is saying, Libras, it's time now to be more nurturing. It's time to consider your feelings all the time. In fact, your feelings must be consulted with everything you do. All right? Now, what that does is give you a breakthrough in self-esteem. Turns out that you probably were not feeling high enough on the totem pole, or you weren't able to draw in money or abundance because you were ignoring how bad you felt, and you were putting out that negative vibration of not feeling well, and you were getting negative results on your returns. When you do this, you will then have, at the end of the week on Sunday, a breakthrough in your own love stories. So your love potential has been held back, says the universe, because you have been lacking self-esteem, and you've been lacking self-esteem because you have been lacking emotional compassion in your life. By being compassionate in your life, your self-esteem jumps to the roof, and your love and creativity potential also goes to the next level. Scorpios. Scorpios are going to now have to be more emotional in their thinking. So Scorpios need to include how they feel in all of their thought processes. Part of the reason why Scorpios can toe the line is because their mind can go completely cold. They can just make a decision and stick to it no matter how many people are hurt, including themselves. So now the universe is saying, hey, Scorpios, you must consider how you will feel and how other people will feel in every thought that you have. What this does is innovate your overall character. Your entire character, your entire personality changes because you are being mindful of your feelings in your day-to-day activities. And what this does is actually give you a breakthrough in your emotional security. So what this suggests is Scorpios have felt emotionally insecure because their mind lacked the ability to include their feelings. And that makes total sense. If you don't consider your feelings, of course you'll have moments of emotional insecurity, and of course you'll have moments where you don't feel strong. Being mindful of your feelings gives you a sense of strength and integrity, and it gives you a sense of emotional security at the same time. Sagittariuses now must include their feelings when it comes to work and manifestation. So Sagittarius have kind of gone cold in their life and just been very, very directed, like that arrow from the archer, focused on what they want to manifest, focused on their abundance, but not taking into consideration how they felt, all right? So by being mindful of your feelings with all of your financial decisions and your financial leadership, what you end up doing is having a breakthrough in your personal faith. So Sagittarius have lacked faith, says the astrology, because they have lacked emotional compassion in their money-making objectives, okay? And this breakthrough in faith then gives them a breakthrough in thinking. So their whole mindset, I predict, will probably change between Sunday and Monday, all because they included their feelings about money and productivity, and they had a breakthrough in faith. Capricorns now need to actually consider their emotions in their behavior. I don't have to tell you, if you know Capricorns, you know that they often can appear very cold. Like when it comes to taking action, they may be an emotional hot mess behind the scenes, but when they take the action, they tend to go cold, all right? Now the universe is saying, Capricorn, you must consider your feelings and the feelings of another before you take an action. And the obvious here is if it feels bad, you don't do it, okay? Don't force yourself to do something that doesn't feel good. What this does is going to give you a breakthrough in your public potential. So the astrology suggests that Capricorns have been held back from their success in the public and in the world because they have been cold in their action and cold in their behavior. And what this does is give you a breakthrough in self-confidence on Sunday or Monday. So a lot of your confidence has been eroded, and you have not been able to make money, all because you felt less than in society, and you felt less than because you were approaching all of your activities without emotion. Aquarius, happy birthday to the Aquariuses. Aquariuses now must consider their feelings when it comes to faith. So if they feel bad about something, they can't force through it and make it into something that they have faith about. So it's like, oh, I have faith in this money situation. And before, an Aquarius would have faith in it because of the money and the statistics and the facts and all these things. But Aquariuses were kind of cold when it came to faith. They weren't actually checking the force of love and emotion in their heart as a basis of what their faith involves. So what the astrology says is, if Aquariuses include how they feel into their faith equation, this will turn into a breakthrough in their career and legacy. So in other words, you would be better guided in your career and legacy, Aquarius, if you were listening to what your feelings were telling you spiritually and subconsciously. It would guide you to your success in your career. And of course, because the sun is in Aquarius, once they have this breakthrough in potential for career and legacy, they will also see a breakthrough in their character and a breakthrough in their behavior. So you're going to see Aquariuses light up and feel much better because they were listening to their feelings of faith. And then finally, the Pisces. Pisces, strangely enough, tend to go cold in the public. And if you know Pisces closely, you recognize this. A Pisces can be so juicy behind scenes and so sweet. Then you take them out in public and they're like cold. Like they go cold. I think it's their reaction to being empaths. But the problem is because they're going cold in public and shutting down, they're not picking up with their intuitive energy where they need to be or not be, where they belong or don't belong. So Pluto is saying it is time to include what you feel about the public, what you feel about society, what you feel about your friends. These feelings must be included in your analysis, Pisces. By doing this, you're going to have a breakthrough in your belief in yourself, and you're going to have a breakthrough in where it is your life purpose is pointing. So because you haven't been feeling it out in society, you haven't been able to feel where your life purpose is. And what this will turn into on Sunday or Monday is a breakthrough in your faith in yourself, your faith in the universe, and obviously your faith in society. So for Pisces, it's time to feel out where you belong in the world, which brings a breakthrough in your belief and a breakthrough in your personal faith. Well, that about wraps up this segment of Namaste today. As you can hear, we're going to climb, we're going to ascend, we're going to go to a higher level. Remember, you're going to have to nurture yourself and be there for yourself, because this is the highest these planets have been in my experience in a long time. This is the highest Jupiter has been actually in 12 years. This is the highest Pluto has been in 249 years in Capricorn. So it really is a new day. It really is a new age. And remember, what you feel is what comes. So if you want to manage what you attract, manage how you feel and how you vibrate on the inside. Now, for those who need extra service and a little pep talk every day, I have an amazing Sensei service. Basically, for $19.95 a month, I am with you every day. I text you through the day. I text you encouragement. I keep you on track, on your goals. I use your astrology and your natal birth information to guide you each day. And what people love the most is I do a audio pep talk every morning. So every morning I talk you through the day. This is what the day is going to be like. This is what you have to focus on. And I really don't feel we can do this alone. That's why I invented this service. If you'd like to give it a try, it's just $3.99 for the first month. You can cancel at any time. In fact, I hate software that's difficult to cancel, so we made it so simple. All you have to do is reply stop to one of our texts and you're unsubscribed. For more information, visit SeriousJoy.com. And as always, if you want to rub elbows with other light walkers, we have a club on Facebook called the Namaste Today Club. You're welcome to come down. You're welcome to join. Welcome to post questions. We have a lot of astrologers in the group, a lot of tarot readers, and you can even advertise for your spiritual business if you'd like. If you'd like to join, visit namastetoday.club. All right, friends, I hope you have a fantastic February week. I'll be back 1 week from now. We'll be talking about the next solar eclipse in Aquarius. Until then, remember I love you, and to live, love, be.
It's serious joy, joy, joy.